Good morning. Today is Wednesday, May 31st, 2023. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Dragon Sword. We have been working on roughly the first 8-ish. I'm talking about that. Of the set, there are 18 moves in the set. Going to give another movement this morning. It's not going to be one of the easier movements, but I'm going to give it anyway. And then we're going to take another little break. I'm going to take another little break. And I'm going to go outside. And I'm going to record outside. So that's... If I had the camera ready this morning, I'd be out there right now. Okay, so I'm going to record that set, and then we'll come back in and go through a little bit more, and then I'm going to look at moving maybe a little bit faster through the remaining sets. The assumption is that we have learned something about how the form moves, how the sword moves. I was trying to say both those at the same time, doesn't happen. All right, and that we come to some level of understanding about how the body moves. Now, I still will have some things that move more, where I move more slowly, where I move more quickly. But I'm looking at accelerating what I had on my timeline to complete the dragon sword form. And then I want to take a look at what I've been doing and probably revisit several of the sets in continuous fashion. So Wudang Tai Chi. I have recorded several complete sets of Wudang Tai Chi. Yang style Tai Chi. I've recorded several complete sets of Yang, right? So I want to go back through and check what I have. Compile the best of the best, right? So that it's not so much sorting through all of these lessons as it is, well, you know, here's the ones that are really going to make a difference. And then put all of that together into a little bit more sets of coherent lessons. I've done that, again, for Wudang Tai Chi. I've done that for Yang style Tai Chi. There's some other things that Bagua is out there. I did that for Bagua. So I'm going to work on that. And as I go through that, the key that the thing that I want to pay attention to, and I would like to ask everyone, if you'd like to contribute, please do. Anything that you're seeing that you wanted to pay more attention to, if only you could make me turn around. Just turn just this little bit. Or could you slow that down just a little? The video came through as a blur, right? Those kinds of things are something that I would very much appreciate any feedback on, and excuse me, and I'm going to work on how to address that as I start packaging up some of these things that I have been teaching. I'm also, and I talked about this before, I'm also going to move a little bit more into the philosophy and some of the things behind what we're doing, so that it's not completely, right? Because it's never completely. Physical movement, right? I've talked about this repeatedly, and it's something that is part of my practice. It's part of, it's part of what we're going to do today. Let's get started. You will, you'll understand that a little bit better after we do it. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Open the shoulders. Wiggle the fingers. Wiggle the toes. Hands circle the front. And back around to both sides. Up along the center line. And reach out. Extend out over the legs. And one more time. Make sure you bend the knees as you go over it. Reach up, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Alright, and just because it's there. Right foot front, left foot back. Not too low, not too high. Okay? Just in medium, a little bit. Okay? This shouldn't be up here, and it should be more down here. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sing. And other side. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sink and come on up. Alright. I mentioned on Monday, today's Wednesday, mentioned on Monday that I was a little stiff and right? That I was going to need a day or two to get back to where I was with my level of physical movement because I had been sitting in a chair working on some things pretty much constantly for about 2 weeks. Alright, so I got up occasionally, but I was pretty much get up when I have to, otherwise my chair is my friend. That need to revisit, I need to build back up. I'm alright, I'm mostly back now. Not entirely, but I'm close. So, and yesterday I did not teach class. Tuesday, May 30th, I did not teach class. I was doing some catch-up things, and I've said before, I have some things that I'm working on. So, I did that. You'll like it. You'll like it. It's almost ready. It's almost ready. Alright. So, Wudang Dragon Sword. I had started a brief review on Monday. Alright? So, review. Open here, right? This is the same as for Wudang Tai Chi and for Wudang Tai Chi. This is not the same. This is Dragon Sword. Right? From here, I have to back up. Right? That's where we're going to stop. Okay, that last part, I'm going to slow that down. The difficulty in that move, there are a couple of things that are difficult. One is the twist. The second is ending up where you need to end up. Okay, so as I step through this last part, step through, step back here, turn, down, up, and out. I'm up, I'm up here, I'm down. Excuse me. Try again. From here. Step back. Okay. Here. In balance. Should be in balance. Cat, be quiet. Cat's being complaining. Right? I'm here. Step back. Come around. Twist. Twist, extend. That. So I can go this way. All right, now I'm exaggerating that a little bit through my head to follow the sword. That was intentional. The movement needs to be fluid, right? And that twist to come out is a twist with the sword. That twist carries. All right, so this here. All right. The combination of turning through the waist and twisting through the whole body at the same time as the sword is going requires that we be in very good balance and that we be well rooted, right? Otherwise you end up looking awkward, and what should happen, right, is that as the body turns and twists, the sword twists and turns in harmony with that. And we're able to bring that to the extension as we extend the sword outward. Okay? So, I'm here, step back, and in. Simple, right? Slice up, pull in, jump, slice down, come up, 1 and 2, 3, 4, back, around, and out. I gotta relocate the cat here in a second. That series, as I just did it, it's a little bit static. It's a little bit I'm looking for the word. It's not as smooth as I would like it to be. I'll put it that way. It's a little bit choppy, I guess is a good way to say it. There are definite places where I have paused, and there are definite places, definite movements that I'm trying to hit. This is not a bad thing. If I'd rather it be more smooth, you have to work on that. For learning purpose, for being able to distinguish which movement is which, it's going to be a little choppy. And this is one of the things that I really think I need to point out in paying attention to and you know, trying to wrap up some of what I'm teaching in this first part and some of the other stuff. As we're learning, we have to slow it down. We have to make sure that each movement is the way that it should be, that it's correct, that we understand what we're doing, how we're doing it, etc., etc., etc. Long list, right? At some point, we have to put it back together. It can't just be choppy, 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 choppy. Even at beginner level, you're not going to tournament with choppy, choppy, choppy from me. Okay? You're going to have a nice form. I'm not, All right, so what do we need to do to get there? Well, knowing which movement we're going to do, that helps. Understanding how that movement works, understanding the physics behind it, that helps a lot more. All right, I'm going to start with a cat. You got to reload. Reload, cat. Come here, cat. Yo, reload. Come here. Yo, you're a good girl. Thank you. Okay, sit over here for a minute. Just as we start the jump, this is in set 7. Right. So, step up, down, up, 1 and 2, up, in, and out. That, yeah, I'll slow it down. Twist and turn. That twist carries through the whole body. I could twist a little bit more. There's more to it. There could be more to it. That turning and twisting has to come from both the waist and the hips, as well as through the knees and the ankles. The lower body has to hold as you twist around it. The more effort, the more energy that we put into what we're doing, the more important it is to keep centered and keep well rooted. All right, I'm going to slow this down. And I can't slow down the jump too much. I'm going to come down. They ain't going to slow down. But, alright? But I'm going to try and slow down the rest of it and make it as smooth as I can, even at the slower speed, so that the dynamic is there, the movement is there, but it's just a little bit slower and more extended. Okay. It is a wide opening. Too wide, not so good. Too narrow, not so good. But that idea that as you're coming through with the sword, you're not, hey, how you doing? Right? That dynamic is part of the movement, and it does carry the body forward. All right. I'm going to do one more time. And yeah, I have to get a different camera to do this outside, but I'm going to look at it. This is 7, step, 1 and 2, up 3, in, 1, 2, 3. All right. Pay attention to right here. What? Here. That as this comes down and around, right here, it should go down and up. Not quite as much as I just did, but that's the direction of force. So if I twist here, my direction is straight, more or less. It needs to come from here. Twist here. Okay, so pay attention to how the body turns. Pay attention to how the sword turns. Pay attention to how we can move I'm checking for space back here behind me. How we can move with the sword. Okay, so that the body and the sword, Lu Ha Jian, work together. The dragon becomes a sword. Dragon changes into a sword. The sword changes into a dragon. Lu Ha Jian. The waist has to move. The hips have to turn. The shoulders have to turn. The head should not turn too much. Okay? Shouldn't be a bobblehead. A little better. The lower body was not right on that. I was only working my upper body. Okay? So, paying attention to what I'm doing, absolutely. No. 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 I will be back next week. We're going to review all of this. And then we're going to proceed with, well, let me take that back. I'll be back next week, right? We're going to review all of this. May take, I may need to take that next week as a break. And I'm going to try and put together some material so that if I need to take a break, you don't have to worry about continuing your study, right? There should be something available that can give you some direction, some ideas about what to practice if I'm not giving the next new move, right? That is part of developing your own practice. And it's part of what I'm really trying to teach is that it's not just this movement, that movement. It's your practice, you putting the work in. How do you do that? What do you do in your own practice? How do you develop that? This is my practice, and I'm happy to share it with all of you. And I hope that's my hope, is that as you're learning, as you're working on what you're practicing, including what I'm trying to teach you, as you're working on that, you start really looking at what it takes for you to get up and go to practice. What matters to you about your practice? And how can you build that so that 40 years later, you still want to get up and practice. It's not, No, I still want to get up and practice. There's times when I need a day off, but I still want to get up and practice. Develop that skill. Thank you so much for being here this morning, and thank you for being with me on this journey. I appreciate it.